here, get my stuff together. I'm ready. Yes, I am. Hi, guys. Welcome to Smokey, Steve, and Mark. I'm Mark, and Steve has the day off today, so you get me. Well, he doesn't really have the day off. He's actually working late tonight, so I'm taking the reins, and we're going to have a fun episode tonight. But before we get into that, I wanted to say thank you, everybody, for your comments from last night's video. I got a very, very, very nice direct message from a dear friend of mine who really put some things into perspective for me on the whole age shaming thing. Yeah, it was the topic of our video yesterday, but I just feel so bad. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get to all the comments and respond to everybody, and but I will. I'll get to it, but I do appreciate everybody's comment. Pretty interesting topic, huh? Definitely a conversation starter. I'm very, very glad that we're all talking about it. So it's something that I'm working on, and something that's going to get better and better, I think, you know? But I have been very, very busy, and I think it's because we're getting ready for the Golden Girls special tomorrow. I have, like, the apartment completely ripped up, you know? Because I have, like, things I'm building and getting ready, and anyway, I guess it's good Steven isn't here, right? He would just die if he saw the place. Like, there's wood over here, there's fabric over there. It's just a mess right now. But anyway, so I hope that you're going to tune in tomorrow night, because I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have trivia and interesting facts and contests and all your favorite Smokey, Steve, and Mark segments, but with the Golden Girls twist. I don't know, it's coming together. I'm pretty excited about it. And to get you in the spirit of things, if you head over to our Facebook page, I posted some Golden Girls activity sheets that you can feel free to download and print to get you in the spirit of tomorrow's special. This one's a crossword puzzle. I have to say, some of these stumped me too, but it was a lot of fun to do. There's a word search, there's a jumble word, you know, all those kind of things. I think there's like 4 of them on there. But so head over to Facebook, download them, print them out, and this will get you in the spirit for our special tomorrow. It'll at least get you, like, I don't know, caught up on some of the episodes and stuff, because we're going to have some trivia, you know. But anyway, that's tomorrow. I hope you're as excited as I am. My goodness. And what else before we get it? Oh, here. Okay, this is just a teaser, okay, for our viewer challenge. I'm not going to show that I went to the post office and we have a lot of postcards sent in, but this is just a teaser because we like to kind of show them off on our mail call segment, you know. But this one came from Kathy and Henry, and it's from Eckley Miners Village, and it's near Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Just kind of about a hop, skip, and a jump from where we live, and it looks really cool. It's a miners' village, and it's now being maintained by the Pennsylvania Historical Society. Definitely a place I'd like to visit. I like things like that. An interesting fact about this is that this whole place was the setting in the filming of the motion picture The Molly Maguires. And now I remember seeing it, and it looks like that. It's pretty cool. So thank you so much, Kathy and Henry. We're going to hang this up after today's video. And still, please send in your postcards from your city, your state, your country, a place you visited. If you can't find a postcard, hey, just get a card with a flower on it and write your city name on it. We'll still hang it up. That'll be a good way to represent. Hey, why not? No, I'm excited about this too. It's so fun seeing where they all come from, you know, and then the ultimate goal of it is that we're going to make a backdrop out of all of them. So anyway, thank you, Kathy and Henry, and our address is listed below if you'd like to send us one, and we'll get it in a video. So on to today's episode. We're going to have fun today. Well, as you can see, I have fall fever. I'm just going to say it. I wish it was fall right now. It feels like fall. For the last 4 or 5 days, we've had really, really great weather. It's been in the 70s, and at night it gets real cool. It just feels like fall. I love it. I just love it, love it, love it. So I got the fall fever, and I thought the topic of today's video will be fall fever. So we're going to start with a craft project, and then we're going to head outside. And I'm going to show you a couple things that I'm doing in the yard to get ready for fall. And I think we'll end with, we'll come back inside and we'll end, because I'm going to show you a little tip that I do also in the fall time. So I can get long-winded. You know me, I can get long-winded. Make sure I said everything that I wanted to say. I did. All right, so for today's craft project, we are going to make pumpkin topiaries. One thing that I like to do in the fall is I like to, now for Halloween, I go all out and decorate outside everywhere for Halloween. But for the fall season, I like to kind of incorporate fall colored plants and maybe fall decorations. This is going to be a fall decoration, and I made this project. Everything I got was at the dollar store. Pumpkin topiaries are like trending now. Actually, the last couple of years they've been trending, but this year's pretty big, and on Pinterest and on the internet everywhere it's trending. And I went around and looked to see how much they were. They are so expensive. So I thought, you know what, I can make one that'll look just as good and a lot cheaper and fun to make too. So for this project, you're going to need a dowel rod. Any size dowel rod will do. This just happened to be a dowel rod from a flag that I had, and the flag got ripped up, so I'm going to use this for this. And you're going to need foam pumpkins. I got these at the dollar store. They're $1 for foam pumpkins. Pretty cool. You can also use plastic if you'd like, but foam makes it a lot easier, okay? And I got 4 of these. And it's very versatile, so feel free, whatever sizes you want to use or whatever. I got 4 all of the same size. And we'll need some moss and some glue. So, to make one of these, we are going to take our dowel rod, and we're going to grab our pumpkin. I started the hole already to try to save a little bit of time. And we're going to, in the center of the bottom of your pumpkin, you're simply going to poke your dowel rod through. And this will become the bottom of the topiary. So I want it to be straight. There we go, just like that. And you're going to continue with all of the other pumpkins. Now, I like mine to be topsy-turvy. So, again, take the next pumpkin, start in the center, poke it in just a little bit, and now you can, kind of gauge where you want it. Like I said, I want mine to be topsy-turvy, so I'm going to turn it that way and push it all the way through. Hopefully, I thought this would save time. Yeah, it does. Okay, so then this will come down. Let's see. Okay, so we're outside, and I thought I'd give you a little shot of Oscar. That's my buddy. Say hi, Oscar! And here's our sunflowers. Okay, so we finished the pumpkin topiaries, and I came outside and I placed them in my planters. Let me know what you think. Oh, isn't it nice? It looks really, really nice. $4 and a lot of fun to make. Now, I told you they were versatile, right? So, wait for it. Grab yourself a Sharpie marker. And on the other side of the pumpkins, draw yourself a jack-o'-lantern face. Come October, spin them around. Wah! And you have Halloween decor. Wah! And then once Halloween's over, spin them back around. And you have that. And keep them up till Thanksgiving. Anyway, I hope you liked that little craft project with the pumpkin topiaries. I'm also going to post it on Facebook, a little tutorial in case you want to make it. And if you do make it, make sure you send pictures. So we're going to walk into the garden for a second. Look at the tomatillas. Like, there's so many of them. I'm really excited to see how they turn out. But everything's still growing pretty good. We have pumpkins we're going to pick later. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a total of 9 of them there. So, here, real quick, I'll show you. However, there's the rock garden coming along really nice. Look at how pretty these are. Marigolds look so pretty this year. All the way around. And broccoli. I'll be picking that probably within a day or two. And it's starting to rain. Pumpkins. All the moonflowers have buds. So we're going to have flowers soon. But what we're going to talk about next, we're going to go back into my little cubby hole back here. And we're going to talk about composting. Okay, so I had a couple requests to do just a little tutorial about composting. And I do compost, and I do the majority of my composting now in the fall. It's actually called winter composting. So I'd like to share that with you right now. So, in order to compost, I'll tell you how I do it in case you would like to do it yourself. I use 2 garbage cans, one for the spring and one for the fall. And in those garbage cans, I just drill holes all the way around it. Every so often, it doesn't have to be perfect, just every so often I just all the way around. Like those sound effects? And what that does is it allows air into it and allows water to drain out of it, you know. And then throughout the entire summer, we save all of our table scraps and grass clippings and leaves, shredded newspaper, things like that. And we just keep adding it to the compost pile. Now, we keep everything in these little quart containers, and I seal them up, put them in the fridge, and then when we get a lot, I bring them out and I put them in a big bucket and I bring them out for our composting here. So I wish I could show you. It's only me, but anyway, this is almost full. We've been saving for the summer, and I just take all of this, and in here there's herb scraps, there's coffee grounds, egg shells, peels from like apples, things like that, all in here, and I just dump it in, just like that. Another really good thing, newspapers. But before you put newspaper in, you want to shred it up. See, this is a good one too. Add that to it. And then you just keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding to it. Now, I do winter composting, so we save all summer, put it in here. I put the lid on it. Once the first frost comes, I put the lid on it, and I just leave it go all winter. And then in the spring, I have beautiful compost. I hope you can see this. It is better than anything you would buy in a store. It's fantastic. I am amazed that scraps and things like that turn into this. So that's really good. Then in the spring, after the first frost, I change out the garbage cans, put my second one in, and start saving all over again. And I incorporate it into the garden. It's a wonderful way. It's fantastic for the earth. It's a great way to use up all your scraps. You don't waste them. And just a general rule of thumb, there's 2 types of things you put into a compost bin. It's called green and brown. Green would be like, you know, peels from vegetables, egg shells, things like that. Anything like organic-y like that. Grass clippings, spent plants that you pull out of the garden. And brown are things like shredded newspaper. You can use sawdust, dried up leaves that fall, anything like that. And you want to kind of get a mix of those 2 things in your composting. And every so often, I just throw a shovel of dirt in there too. And then just every once in a while, give it a good shake, mix it up, whatever you want, or just leave it go, whatever you want. And then let it sit through the whole winter. And then in the spring, you have compost. It's fantastic. And it made that, you saw how my stuff grow. That's because of this stuff, I know it. Now, you can use composting in your plants too, your house plants. You can take like about half a cup, put it in with your garden soil. It gives them nutrients forever. It's really, really great. So I think I covered the basics of it. So basically, you want to get a garbage can, poke holes all around the garbage can, start filling it up with all your scraps and your grass clippings and your leaves, shredded newspaper, egg shells. Keep filling it up. Once the winter comes, seal it up, put your lid on, let it go. In the spring, you'll have compost. So that is Composting 101 by Mark. All right, let's move on. And we're back in selfie mode. Anyway, another thing that I do in the fall is it's time to plant cold weather crops. Now, all of this is pretty aimed at, you know, my zone, my growing zone up here in Northeast PA. But it's good for anybody who gets a winter, you know, like a pretty cold winter. So around this time of the year, I start planting things like beans, cabbage, lettuce, all your cold weather crops, because there's plenty of time for them to grow and harvest before winter comes. So I already went into the garden bed here, and I pulled up some of the spent beans that are already in there, and I tucked new seeds in there to grow up for a second crop in the fall, right before winter. Beans take about 40 days to mature, so we'll have another crop of those. And by the time they start growing, the old ones will be able to be pulled out because they'll be spent by then. I put some peas up against the fence back here. And I also, as you can see, the cucumbers are almost spent. They're starting to wilt a little bit. And oh, look, there's some cucumbers I need to pick. And so about a week ago, I planted more cucumbers, the faster growing kind. They'll mature in 45 to 60 days, so I can have another round of crops with that. Now, on to cabbage. Stephen wanted cabbage this year, and I ran out of space. So on the other side of the garden where the fence is, I planted cabbage about a week ago. So right down here is the garden bed, and I just planted the seeds down there, and they'll come up. They're a very, very cold loving plant as well, and so we'll have cabbage in about 60 days, maybe 45, but we'll see. So I'm excited about that, to see how they come up. Next year maybe I'll go the entire way. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got the pathway finished, just about finished. Now I just have to fill in the spaces with some more gravel, and I want to get that finished hopefully before winter at least. But at least I got that done, right? So, last thing that I really wanted to talk about was fall color. Now, this is also a time where you can plant flowers like zinnias, cosmos, things like that that will bloom very fast and will bloom right up to the first frost. Zinnias will bloom right up to winter. And one of my favorite flowers to plant at this time of the year are pansies. Pansies, you'll get double the fun, because if you plant them now, they will still grow and bloom, and they'll come back next year too, and you'll have a second season of them. And right now, at all the garden centers and nurseries, everything is like half off, even more. I got all these pansies for 50 cents a piece, and I planted them. And look how beautiful. I'm going to try to get you in here. I'm in selfie, but I have one there, and there, and all along over there. I planted them about 3 days ago. And you just want to make sure that you deadhead all of your flowers that are blooming right now, so that they keep blooming up until winter, you know. And especially the pansies, because you don't want them to put all their energy into seeding, because we do want them to come back next spring. So definitely plant your pansies now, and definitely hit the nurseries for those clearance sales, right? And another favorite fall flower of mine are marigolds. Now, I know that they're not considered a fall flower, but they are cold-loving flowers, and I think they look really great in planters, as you saw with the pumpkins that I just put out there. I had added marigolds to them, and what I do is I plant extra marigolds midway through the summer, like I did here on the cedar block planter here. Oh, look, see, our moss is growing. Remember that project? All of our moss is growing. Doesn't it look nice? I'll have to put a link to that video, how we made the moss grow. But anyway, I planted extra marigolds, and these are really, really, really hardy. So at this time of the year, I dig them out of here, and I put them in the pots that go up my steps to my porch. And in October, end of September, I have red and yellow and orange flowers going all up my steps. So now, last but not least, we're going to pick some herbs. As you can see here, the basil is ready, so I'm just going to pinch this, but whenever I hang up with you, we are on a phone, basil, I'm going to cut them all. I'm going to cut the parsley, thyme, chives. I'm going to cut them all, and we're going to go inside, and I'm going to show you how I dry them. Okay? So let's go. Okay, and we're back inside. I clipped my herbs, and I'm going to show you how I dry them and how you can dry them too. First of all, here's a little tip. Grab yourself a package of binder clips. These will come in really, really handy. These little binder clips like this, you can get them at the dollar store. So I cut all my basil and parsley and thyme and rosemary and some chives and lavender. And what I do, and this is the time of the year where I like to dry my herbs, and this year for Christmas, I'm going to include some jars of my own personal dried herbs in my Christmas platters this year, so I'm excited about that. So basically what I do is I take basil, and I make little bunches like this, and I use the little binder clip, just like that, and it has the added benefit of having a little hook on it like that, and then I hang them up to dry. I did the same with thyme, and parsley, and rosemary. And then here's another tip. Chip clips work fantastically for drying herbs too. Herbs, flowers, anything. I started this about a week ago. They're almost completely dry. This is lavender. It smells so great. Oh my gosh. So I hang these up as well. Now, chives, I do a little differently. Chives, I cut them all at this time of year, and then I wash them, and then I lay them out on a cutting board, and I chop them all up into 1/2 inch pieces. Then I layer them in a box, just like this, with paper towels in between them. Just like this. And then I place them aside to dry like that. Now, I have a dedicated place in our bedroom for drying my herbs. We have a pretty big closet, and in the top of the closet, it's almost like a crawl space in a way, and that's my herb and flower drying station up there, you know. So I have bundles of herbs all around up in there, and it smells the bedroom up so nice too. It's so cool. But anyway, hang up your herbs and just keep checking them every once in a while. Good rule of thumb, about a week, 2 weeks, and you'll have nice dried herbs. Crush them all up, and you'll have them all winter long. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's see, we did a lot. Gosh, we made a pumpkin topiary for decorations. We learned how to make compost. We learned about planting cool weather crops and flowers. We got to see a little bit of the garden. We learned how to dry herbs. I hope that I spoke so you could understand it okay, and that you enjoyed it too. I still get nervous making these videos, and I get all jumbled up, and I can't remember if I said what I wanted to say. But anyway, yes, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And for those of you who have absolutely no interest in the fall at all, once again, I hope my charming personality kept you around. Anyway, look, I have nothing else to say. We're going to end on a positive note. Check us out tomorrow for the Golden Girls special. Get your postcards in for our viewer challenge. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc. We're on Instagram too, SmokeySteveAndMarc. And I guess that's it. Stay positive, everybody. We'll say it. Happy fall. It's not fall yet, but I got the fall fever. Anyway, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.